Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm sure you have seen this brand floating all around YouTube, all around Instagram, Twitter, just social media platforms in general. My First Wig. I actually purchased a wig from My First Wig 5 weeks ago. So this won't be an unboxing or a first impression because I already have my opinions of this wig and this company. If you're interested in hearing the good, the bad, and possibly the ugly about this wig and this company, just keep watching. So let's just jump right on in. So I ordered My First Wig around 5 weeks ago. I did a lot of research regarding My First Wig and did I actually want to purchase from them because there are tons of wig companies out there. You could buy hair from AliExpress, you could go on RPG Show. And what made My First Wig stand out to me was actually the price point and the good reviews. So the price point was pretty reasonable. Now, wigs started around $270-ish that I saw on up. So of course you could get wigs that were more expensive. Now my personal price point was $400. I know that may be a lot to some people, but for routine wig wearers and routine weave wearers, it's not really that expensive. Because if you think about getting your hair done and getting a weave, you're probably paying a few $100s for the weave itself, and then for the actual install, which could be anywhere from $100 on up if you don't know how to install hair yourself. So I thought $400 was a pretty fair price point. I went on My First Wig after reading some reviews and decided, you know what, this is the company that I want to go with. So after going with My First Wig, around 6 or 7 business days later, look what came. This box came and I was already really impressed with the packaging. Now this box is pretty sturdy and it held a lot of things. I was very surprised with everything that it came with. It came with a wig kit. So inside the box came one of these. Now, if you're looking at this and saying, well, Tiana, what the heck is this? This is actually a wig stand. So the wig that you purchased, you can place right on here. Now you do have to assemble this. You have to put this together and you can place the wig right on top of here. And this will be your personal wig stand if you don't have a wig stand that you've gotten from like Sally's or any beauty supply store pretty much sells wig stands, but they've given you one just in case you didn't have one. So I really enjoyed this. This also came in the box that I just showed you all. So they gave you hair ties, they gave you clips, which also came, they gave you bobby pins, they gave you an elastic just in case your wig wasn't tight enough. You can add an elastic right in the back. You can sew it onto the temples and put your wig on that way instead of using the already adjustable straps that they had in the back of the wig. So they gave you a myriad of things to make your application easier. And I really appreciated that. And that's actually one of the reasons why I ended up going with My First Wig. Let's talk a little bit about the specs of the wig itself. Now, I purchased an 18-inch long wig, and I know what you're thinking. Girl, that don't look like 18 inches, 16, maybe 14. I did cut the wig, and I'll explain why I cut the wig when I talk about the pros and the cons of the wig itself. But originally, it came 18 inches long. I got a number 2 size wig cap. Number 2 is the biggest wig cap that you can get. Now, why I thought my head was so big, girl, I don't know, because actually my head isn't even really that big. I just assumed that I had this big head, and I'm sure you guys will try to be funny in the comments and be like, yeah, girl, your head is big, but it's not as big as I thought it was. I could have done a number 1 cap, so I actually did have to use the elastic that came in the box to make my wig tighter so it would sit flat on my head. It does have adjustable, like an adjustment in the back that you can use as well to make your wig sit tighter, but even that was still a little loose for me. So I used the elastic and it fits perfectly. It fits like a 1 now. I also ordered clip-ins. So these clip-ins, these are clip-ins I haven't done anything to. I actually haven't even used them yet. So this clip-in or clip-ins, because I got more than one, these were 16 inches long. So just in case this wig was not full, I wanted clip-ins to, you know, add in to make it a little bit more full. Now the wig said online that it was 100% density. I didn't really know what that meant. Like, I'm like, so is that thin or is that thick? So I decided, you know what? Be safe, just get the clip-ins. And when it came, I realized actually it's not that thin. It's like a natural thickness of hair. So if you were to actually have this hair growing out of your scalp, this is probably the thickness that it would be. If you look right here, you can see that the hair isn't thin at all. Is not thin at all. So they really impressed me with the thickness of the wig itself. Now this hair is silky. You can get it yucky if that's the look that you're going for. I preferred silky for this time around. Maybe next time I'll try yucky. I'll get a yucky wig, but this time I wanted silky. So after I got the wig, of course, I conditioned it, I co-washed it. And if you're curious as to what exactly I was using in terms of products, I used Aussie Moist. So I used Aussie Moist shampoo when I did actually end up shampooing the hair. I used Aussie Moist. And to condition, I used Aussie Moist 3, I think it's called 3-in-1 conditioner. So those are the products that I used on the hair. I didn't use anything else actually. And to blow dry the hair, I didn't use a handheld blow dryer. I thought that might be a little harsh on the hair. I wanted to really take care of this hair. So I said, you know what, just put it under a hooded dryer. So that's what I ended up doing. Plus, whenever I'd wash the hair itself, the cap would get wet. So I just wanted to, you know, put it under a hooded dryer and just be done with it. Also, what I ended up doing is bleaching the lace. So I don't know if you guys can see. I bleached the lace myself. This was actually my very first time bleaching anything. Now I was wearing my wig just kind of out of the box, didn't bleach anything, and I was using every hack in the book that I knew. I was trying to use concealer and makeup and eyeshadow, just all that jazz to blend this in with my hair, and it just was not working. I even pulled out a little bit of my hair, flat ironed it. It just did not look, it just looked really wiggy. So what I ended up doing is I bleached the knots. So thank goodness I said, you know what? Even though, Tiana, you have never bleached anything in your life, try it. So I bleached the knots and voila, it ended up working out perfectly. Overall, what I have done to the wig is just bleach the knots. I have cut the wig and I'll tell you why in a second. And I have washed, conditioned, and put it under a hooded dryer. That's it. I haven't done anything else to the wig. I haven't dyed it. This is its natural color. So the wig is pretty much in a virgin state. So let's get into the pros of the wig itself. Now the pros of the wig is the silkiness of the wig. I absolutely love the silkiness of the wig. It doesn't tangle a lot, even when I washed it, because I swore when I shampooed this wig, I was like, child, if this wig fall apart on me, I'm gonna die. It shampooed and conditioned and blow dried like a dream. It was so easy. So kudos to My First Wig for that. And I would be remiss if I did not mention the packaging. The packaging was incredible. I was just so pleased with the packaging itself, the box that it came in, super sturdy, all the things that came in the box to help your wig application. So let's talk a little bit about the cons of My First Wig. Now, I will say that the wig does shed. Now, does it shed excessively? The answer is no, it does not shed excessively. So let's just run my fingers through. I think one strand. So one strand. No strands. So the wig, one strand. So the wig does not shed excessively, but it does shed. And if you're a person that is not into shedding hair, being all over the place, having to sweep all the time, this may not be the wig for you. Now, do I sweep all the time because it's shedding that much? The answer is no. And does it shed so much that this purchase isn't worth it? The answer is no. The purchase is still a great purchase. I don't regret the purchase. And you know, hey, sometimes hair sheds, so you will have to do a little sweeping. But I will say that it does shed a little bit more than I would have hoped. I really wish I could just, you know, brush this hair and look at the brush and maybe 3 hairs are in the brush. However, there are quite a few hairs in the brush if you're brushing. Now, earlier in the video, I did mention that I cut the hair because this certainly isn't 18 inches long. It's maybe 14 to 16 at this point. I did cut the wig and I'll tell you why. So I was really impressed with the quality of the hair itself. However, I noticed after shampooing and washing the hair, well, shampooing and washing, are y'all finished or are y'all done? I did notice after shampooing my hair, the wig itself, and conditioning it and then putting it under a hooded dryer. I have never used a handheld dryer on this wig. I would notice that the ends started looking a little, for lack of a better word, like frayed. And I just could not understand why. I would just look at the bottom of the hair and be like, why is the end so frayed? And it made curling my hair really difficult. So quite often I would not even attempt to curl the hair. I would just run the flat iron through it to make it bone straight. And so that was a little disappointing because I was just like, I've done nothing to this wig for the ends to be splitting. I've not dyed this wig, I've not bleached it. So at a certain point, I was just getting really, really tired of the frayed and split ends. And then I just got some hair cutting shears and I just cut it off. I cut it off into a blunt cut, which is what I have right now. And after I cut it off into a blunt cut, I probably cut about an inch, maybe a little over an inch off. It used to hang under my boob area. Well, yeah, it used to hang a little under my boob area. I think it was that long. It was a while. It was maybe 2 weeks ago that I cut it. So I think it was under my boob area and then I cut it a little bit like mid boob. And I was really pleased with it. And I just thought that after cutting the hair, it would be good money and I would be able to curl the hair. I was sadly mistaken. Now, I will say that this hair does not hold a curl well. So I was really disappointed with that. It does not hold a curl well. I did not expect that I would have to use like a holding spray or hairspray for this hair to hold a curl. Now, if I take a curling iron to it, will it curl? The answer is yes, but will it hold that curl? No, boo. It'll be gone maybe in 15 minutes. Like it's like curl, curl, and then 5 minutes later, boom, it just falls. So I was really disappointed with that. Here are my final thoughts of My First Wig. I would repurchase from My First Wig. Yes, I had some challenges here and there with the wig itself, with the shedding, even though it wasn't that bad or isn't that bad, and with the splitting of the ends. I'm not really sure whose fault it is. Is it My First Wig for sending me possibly a subpar wig, or when it came to the hair splitting, or was it my fault with all of the flat ironing I was doing? Did I not use the right conditioner? I don't know, but Aussie Moist is a pretty decent brand, so I can't imagine that having anything to do with the quality of the hair and its splitting. So I'm really not sure whose fault it lies with, myself or My First Wig. However, it does not or will not keep me from repurchasing from My First Wig. I implore you guys to check out this company, see if you like it, see if it works out for you. Look at other people's reviews, see what they have to say. They might have a different perspective. They might have had a really great experience with 10s across the board and have had no shedding or no split ends, and it's just been, you know, absolutely gravy. However, there was a few bumps in my road, but overall the pros definitely outweighed the cons. I definitely encourage you guys to at least check out the company. Thank you guys for tuning in to my video. If you guys like this video and want to see more reviews, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in my very next video. You have seen unboxings and So let's get into the spec. This is not a sponsored video, seeing as though it's my first video. So I'm sure my wig for 5 weeks. I'm not holding up 10.